Okay, then if you don't have any question and you are happy students, you are learning useful things, then let's move to a new topic, give you more useful information so that you can have more joyful day than less number of information. Now we start with modeling. So again, to remind you, modeling, which phase? Phase 4, input. All right, input. How to say 4 in Chinese? Si. Si. Okay. So modeling is part of the CRISP DM. So after you have done business understanding, data understanding, data preparation, as we said, always you can go forth and back. But evaluation, again, I'm emphasizing on this, never come across this. Here you can go forth and back as many times as you like, okay? But evaluation is only the last thing. Would you like to come sit here? Maybe easier for you. I came here because all come at the end of the class. So if I talk in the front, there's no point. You should resize the class. In future, maybe they make it resize. Lecturer can check, okay, today only I need 4 lines of this class. Then the wall will shrink or the chairs will disappear. All right. Okay, so, sorry. Would be interesting, right? Science fiction. So now we have four steps. These you can spend most of your time. On your assignment, you can enjoy your time in all these 4. Going forth and back and forth, do whatever you like. But evaluation, don't come until you are happy. You see how happy with big smile on your face? Okay? When you are very happy, looking and love your work, and has actually occupied your heart, and then only you can come here to evaluate. Okay? So don't step this line before you finish first. Why? If you remember from practical, because if you step here and you see the evaluation, and let's say you are surprised and maybe sad, then you go back to modify whatever you have here, then mostly you are overfitting your test set. Okay, so avoid overfitting your test set. Okay, so we already talked about this. No need to repeat. Okay, here the interesting part. So again, we already discussed what is modeling is about. If someone asks you what is modeling, eventually data mining or machine learning, what do they do? What do they do? Finding what? Rules or patterns from the data. How to find the patterns or the rules of the data? Yeah, by creating model. But the model, what's going to do? So here we come. If we're talking about regression, like the example here, eventually, or any modeling, if supervised, generally we are talking, is about finding a mapping function, okay, that link or find the relationship between input features and Y feature, the output feature, the target variable, okay? So eventually you are looking for mapping function. Let's say it's represented by Y hat. Remember, Y hat is the predicted value. H is simply your mapping function, the model to be learned by data mining algorithm, or we call it mapping function. Why mapping function? Because it maps between X and Y. It finds a way to explain the relationship between X and Y, okay? So again, what is the objective in modeling? The goal is to construct a model that forecasts the median house price. So looking back to our example, using all other available features, okay? So here, how the mapping function will look like in case of linear regression. This is for regression, huh? So this is your data. You see the scatter points, the white points. So this is your data. And then the mapping function is going to be your regression line that is try to find the best line that fits between or for the data points you have. So eventually, whatever the equation for this line is going to be your model. Okay, it's going to be your model. Clear? So this is going to be your model. So probably you may get Y hat, let's say, equal theta 0 plus theta 1 x 1 to the power of 2. For example, I'm saying theta 2 x2 plus theta 3 x. Okay, here only we have x and y, so we don't need all of this. So probably, since if you are talking about only this model, so you don't have these. So you have only x1 and y, considering this is x1 and this is y. Okay, so eventually you are looking to a way to explain the relationship between x and y. So theta 0 and theta 1 are your parameters, the one that explain. Because if you have theta 1, theta 0, that's it, done. You are done. Just you substitute the value of x1, you get y hat, because those are going to be the result of your training. So as a result of your modeling, you're supposed to get, for this example, theta 0, theta 1. You are looking for these. These are the one that you don't know. If you were able to find these two values, that's it. This is your model. Okay, these are the parameters of your model. Are they always only theta 1, theta 0, theta 1? No, depends on the number of features you have. So if I have 10 features, then how many parameters are going to have, considering all of them? I'm going to have 11, right? Because theta 1 until theta 10 plus theta 0. So I have 11 parameters. Once you find them, then you are done. But the issue is finding them is very difficult. This is why you have to go back into data preparation, pre-processing, extract features, do whatever, because finding a good quality thetas is challenging. It's not easy. So how to improve the quality of the output of the result of theta 0, theta 1, and etc. is by looking back. If you are doing machine learning, there are many things. Looking to have sufficient data, as we said, right? Avoid overfitting, underfitting. What else we talked about? Apply feature extraction or feature engineering. What else? Reduce noises inside your data, remove outliers. You see, all of this will contribute toward the quality of those thetas. So it's challenging. It's not easy. It's not straightforward. Clear? This is why we have evaluation or using validation set to evaluate the quality of those theta. So through the validation set, we can evaluate the quality of those thetas. If the thetas are not good, that means our model is not good. Then we need to go back and find out what's the problem in our data. Okay? Maybe we don't have sufficient amount of data, then we need to increase. Maybe we have overfitting, then we need to try to overcome the overfitting. Maybe we have outliers, then we need to try to treat the outliers. Maybe we have, and so on and so forth. Clear? So pre-processing stage data understanding is actually can take a lot of consumption, because eventually in order to find theta 0, theta 1 is just few lines. You cannot have great impact on the algorithm. You're not developing the algorithm, you're just calling it.